Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Scourge League 3.16. In this episode, well, I was planning to do my league starter for this episode. I already have it fully prepared. I have the dev mode on POB community, so I have the POB update early because I've taken the dev mode, and so you can see the masteries in game. Not everything's implemented, so for example, we're missing the increased mana reservation efficiency of skills. A bunch of shit's messed up. The ascendancy for Necros messed up, so I don't want to release the league starter in dev mode. So for this video, I want to go over the minion skill tree for minions in 3.16 league starter, my opinion of the changes to the league starter skill tree. Obviously, I haven't evaluated this for endgame fully yet, but we can kind of get an idea for that too, so I'll give you my thoughts on that too. But for now, let's get into it. So, you're a Necro, you're a Witch. Let's start it off here. So let's start with this. And normally in the past, in 3.15, I would start with these 12 skill points. And so I did the math already, adding up these points. It's 20 minion damage, 4 attack speed, 10 minion life for this, and then the same life in Heart of Soul, and then it's the same damage in Lord of the Dead. So in the first 12 points of the skill tree, from 3.15 to 3.16, it's exactly the same. Then in the next 5 points, instead of 6 points, we can get Enduring Bond. And so Enduring Bond, basically our first 15 points are absolutely insane because we get Enduring Bond 1 point sooner. And then the Enduring Bond cluster is 50 minion damage and 40 minion duration. And so it's 2 more minion damage than before. And what was the other number? It was 4% more duration. So 4% extra increased duration. So a little bit more damage, a little bit more duration. It had 4% attack speed before, but it also costed 1 whole point more. So this is just better. So our league start is better. Now I'll just go in no specific order over the other minion nodes that we would use in the builds. So Grave Intentions completely changed cluster. This is crazy. They changed so many clusters. It's crazy. Okay, their identity is so specific now. So Grave Intentions is no longer a hybrid node. It's Chaos Res. And then also some LE res, but it's extreme chaos res. We're talking 53 chaos res now. So you can go just with this cluster, taking your minions from 20 chaos res to 73. That's really cool. I actually am I'm in favor of this. I didn't like Unholy Might anyways. This is more. We also get 10% more of the maximum life as extra energy shield. So this is more chaos res, more energy shield, and similar elemental res. And then they moved Indomitable Army up here, and it's the same amount of res and physical damage reduction and bleed immune and all that shit. It's the same, but then it's closer. So again, just better, right? It's just better. They also did Ravenous Horde all the way up here, and they kind of did it dirty. So it's only 4% attack speed, 4% attack speed, 4% attack speed. And then you finally, what the hell? What? Ravenous Horde is 30 move speed and 30% chance to gain onslaught for 4 seconds on kill. Okay, so now you realize that this is the move speed identity. 50% move speed anoint. You do not path this because this from here, 1, 2, 6 points, we still anoint Ravenous Horde, nothing changes. And then yeah, you can get 50 move speed. So okay, so clear identity, defense, physical LE res, and the bleed, chaos res. This one is move speed, and then we have the golem note. They moved it over 1 whole point, and they gave it some extra buff effect. So that's pretty cool. Instead of the extra damage you got extra golem buff effect. So this is basically an anoint, in my opinion. Moving it 1 over, and the truffle points are this, and the actual anoint is this. I feel like the anoint is 95% of the power of this cluster now. So you would just anoint this. So maybe a double anoint in a golem build. anoint the Ravenous and anoint the Golem Commander, because that just seems a little ridiculous. Traveling an extra. It was already anoint-worthy in the past, and now it's super anoint-worthy. Death Attunement, they took off the attack speed, but I think it's still solid. It's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of extra maxes, and you would take it this way, so 12 damage, 12 damage. They got rid of the Leech and the regen, and then the attack speed, but it's still good. And then Fearsome Force, they made it an AoE node, so area of effect, and then area of effect, area of effect. This is still good. It's actually more area of effect than before by 11%, so I like this because that's really cool. And then over here, well, I could do the Purity of Flesh first, but they made this less of a Chaos Res node and more of a life node, and it's also hybrid energy shield now. So in the first 2 points, you can get 15% life, which is insane, and 8% chaos, and then another 12% ES. What? And in the other 2 points are 5% life with hybrid ES. What is this? Those are fat nodes. You would still take that as a life build, even if you're not an energy shield build. And then they changed Righteous Army, so they took off the extra minion life, and they changed the travel from 12 minion damage to 8 minion damage with 8 minion life, so it's 4% more stats, but it's 4% less damage. So it's kind of like the life from the Righteous Army is now on the travel, but then you have less damage on the travel. And then they made Redemption, it has more move speed and more attack speed, but then they removed the accuracy. So I think Redemption is better, and I think Righteous Army slightly worse, but the travel is better. So I'd still take Righteous Army. It's still pretty good. They made, like I said, Redemption better. And there's something interesting right now. If you travel to Righteous Army, this is why I'm saying I'm not, like, part of the reasons why I'm not releasing the League Starter yet. Look at this. And then it says that it's not actually taken for this Minion Offense Mastery, but you can travel through it instead of traveling around. But then if you take the Minion Mastery in the middle and then travel to the Redemption, it travels around. So I don't really, POB is a little weird right now, and I don't want to release a League Starter that on a POB that's in development. If they're still working on it, it's just going to be a few hours. I'd rather go through and talk about the things we can go over that are safe. So they also, I'm going to go over the masteries in the actual skill tree too, because it's kind of cool. And, oh yeah, Grave Pact. This one's big. So travel points are 12 damage and 12 accuracy. Used to be 15 accuracy. And then the actual Grave Pact lost 15 minion damage for attack speed. And it now has 2% extra chance to deal double damage, which I like because this is better in the long haul. Like in the beginning, obviously, increased minion damage is nice, but then later, I think this is actually stronger. This is more like Renewal, more like a cluster. So I think that the Grave Pact is even stronger, or just as strong, and stronger later potentially. And we'll still be taking Grave Pact. I still like this wheel a lot. I also noticed this. The travel nodes out of the Guardian Templar, you have 10 minion damage. These used to be 8 minion damage. So this is actually a lot. So this is kind of worth traveling, kind of cool. They buffed quick recovery by 1%. They buffed a lot of these like travel nodes to 6% for life. Like I showed here, they're 5% now. That's insane. They buffed up a lot of the life nodes and killed Constitution. I have a funny thing to show. Constitution, 20 life, 10 increased max life, is worse than Heart of the Warrior. Heart of the Warrior is the same thing with 10 extra strength. So they actually killed Constitution. Heart of the Warrior is better. That's insanity to me. And is there anything else I needed to go over of the new changes to the skill tree? So then, yeah, you can anoint masteries. And so for the minion defense, we have these ones. The ones I like the best are Leech, Ellie, Max Res, Convocation, potentially. The Link skill being able to target the minions is kind of cool. For life, we have Flat Life, 50. You have the Vitality, and regen while moving. This reminds me of the regen boot enchant. And then you have the offense ones. I like early game accuracy. Then I like the overwhelm physical damage reduction, the increased effect of offering, then crit chance. Crit chance is the fourth best. Accuracy rating falls off by level like 40. So then there's really only 2 offense masteries after, but in the beginning you can use like 3 or 4, which is kind of cool. You can also technically use Unholy Might in the beginning because you don't have Brutality yet, but once you start running Brutality, you can't run the Unholy Might anymore. And then armor masteries. So if you take an armor mastery, so let's say you take combat stamina like before, there's 600 to armor while affected by a guard skill buff. I think this is really good. Reduced extra damage from crit strikes, 30% is really good. 20% chance to defend with double armor is good. And I was thinking about running Determination, but we can't check the mana reserve values because the mana reserve isn't updated in POB, and the actual auras aren't updated either. Like Flesh and Stone still costs 35%, so it's kind of hard to plan stuff when things are still being developed. But I could go over and evaluate all the clusters and nodes and pathing and skill tree changes, and overall, honestly, I like it. I've already pathed my POB. My League Starter looks really strong. I think it's solid. It's a lot different, but I like that we get a lot more utility out of it as well, and it's really nice the way it's all done. It makes more sense. I really like all the changes. I could even see them, like the direction they're going. I could see more things in the future coming, to be honest. This is really cool, and this might just give them more inspiration for the future. That this is really, really sick though. Either way, subscribe if you guys are looking forward to the League Starter. Let's see if this video can get 100 likes for the dev mode POB, me going over the nodes. This was pretty fun. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon, my YouTube members who financially support the channel. I can't do this without you guys, so thank you guys for all that support, and thank you to anyone who joins the Patreon and the YouTube members today, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!